Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Zansky. I'm back with another episode, and today we're going to be talking about Hungary and Hungarian women. All right. So, a little backdrop on this topic is that I got to live in Hungary for a bit, in the capital city of Budapest, for about 3 weeks back in 2016, and for about 4 days or so visiting there with my friends in early 2017. So this is basically my impression of Hungarian women and Budapest. All right. So anyways, let's dive right into it. So Hungarian women, so in terms of looks, they tend to be on the more brunette side. I didn't see a lot of blondes there, and basically they can be quite attractive, man. I would put them, they have a different look than say Polish. To me, a lot of them kind of look more, Southern European-ish, in the sense that some of them, they might have like a lighter, darker skin tone, in terms of resembling more like a Southern Europeans than Northern Europeans. And they can be hella attractive. Okay, I didn't see most of the talent during the daytime, but more of the talent was, I saw them during the nighttime. So nighttime is basically where you can really see what Budapest has to offer, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. So, as an Asian guy, when I was there, I gotta say, there is absolutely like no exotic factor whatsoever, like nil. And there are two reasons why. The first and foremost is that for the past like 20 years, there is a Chinese population that has been kind of growing in Hungary. So a lot of Hungarians, especially in the capital city of Budapest, they're kind of like used to seeing like Asian faces. Another thing is that Budapest is an extremely touristic city. It's not as touristic as, say, Prague levels, but it is one of the most popular cities to go to in Central Europe. So there is a ton of tourists, including Asian ones, that goes to Budapest. And as a city, it's a really awesome city for touristic reasons. And again, I'll later go down into go more into details later on. So with having no exotic factor or whatever, their reception to you is, at best I would say like it's neutral, but it's not you're not at a disadvantage being an Asian guy, I would honestly say. So you don't have an advantage, you're not at a disadvantage, you're just kind of neutral. All right, so that's that. And so I was alluding earlier how talent came out during the nightlife, and that's what I'm about to go into it right now. So Budapest nightlife is pretty freaking awesome. There is a lot of bars and clubs that you can go to. During the time that I went to Budapest, the most famous one that all tourists go to is a place called Zimpla, and this one is a ruin bar that all the tourists go to, and it actually gets really crowded, and that's where all the tourists go to. The one that you want to check out is called Otkert, and this is kind of like a half and half, at least based on my impression, where it's like tourists and also Hungarians as well. The other places that I checked out were Dobos, and the other one was called Fokash. I think it used to be called Instant back in the day, which is the grimiest bar in all of Budapest. It's kind of like one of those places that you go to, when you are already drunk and you just want to just go out there, party, and be plastered. But that's what Fokash is. Anyways, let's go into the nightlife. In particular, I want to talk about Otkert, because that is where I actually got a chance to talk to like other Hungarian women. So let me give you the vibe about like these nightlife places at Oxford. Dude, it is a balls to the walls, high octane, every man for himself type of place, okay? It is not, in my personal opinion, for the faint of heart. You know, when you go there, you definitely want to, in order to even just to decently do well, I would say that make sure that you got your game on point, your looks on point, your swag on point, and be ready to plow, because competition is tough. It's not like other places that I've been to in, say, for example, Poland, where I kind of felt like the competition was pretty mild. Same thing with like Ukraine. As far as nightlife goes, guys out in Hungarian guys and the other tourists that goes to Budapest in general, they are aggressive. I mean, they are going at it. Like it is a fierce competitive environment. And also when you go to Oxford, expect a lot of blowouts. And what I mean by blowouts is like, you walk up to a girl and then she gives you, get the F away from me look, or get the F away from me rejection. It's like one of those rejections where she never gave you a chance, alright? So be prepared for a lot of blowouts. With that being said, though, the reason why they give a lot of blowouts like that, I came to find out, is not really because, you're Asian or anything like that. It's because Budapest is such a touristic place where so many foreign guys, they go to these places and they try to constantly hit on the local girls, that the local girls are kind of sick of it. So with that being said, if you can just kind of have a thick skin and arm yourself and do constantly approach, there are Hungarian girls that give you a chance. And one thing is that when they give you a chance, your game better be on freaking point, okay? Like, it has to be like, it has to come at you. I mean, you got to be able to spit really good game in order to really get keep their retention. So it's not easy. I mean, when I was at Oxford, I got blowouts left and right initially from Hungarian girls, and then I eventually talked to one which in my opinion was like one of the hottest girls in the club that night. But unfortunately, my game was not on point, so the conversation fizzled out real quick after like 3 minutes, and it was not good. But anyways, that's kind of like something that I want to keep in mind, to keep you guys in mind. It is not easy, not at all. And let me see here. Oh, the saving grace for Budapest, honestly, is the other tourists that are going there to have a good time. So this leads me to my next point, and I'm going to be talking about the ruin bars, which is Zimpla and Fokash. Like these places, it's designed for tourists, and you kind of have a better luck going to these places and then talking to other tourists. If you're trying to have a little fun in Budapest, your luck is probably going to be better there than trying to go for the local Hungarian women, okay? So that is probably your best bet. Zimpla, it gets really, really packed, so get there early. Also, after Zimpla closes, the one bar where everybody goes to after, when after everybody is really drunk, is a place called Fokash. And this place is kind of like, I would like to call amateur hour, basically. It's just guys who are drunk, who are just, making approaches left and right just because they're drunk. And it's just, can be good, can be bad. I mean, it's really up to you. So, anyways, that is what I can say about the nightlife. It's fun. it's pretty cheap, but it's a grind. It's a tough grind. So that's like summarizes kind of like the things that you guys are most interested in. But I want to talk about the city itself though, because the city is actually really beautiful, and it on its own is worth, it is worth going to Budapest just for that. Like, there's a beautiful castle that you guys can go to. You guys can go sailing on the Danube River, and of course you can check out the beautiful Parliament building. That's kind of like the biggest tourist attraction there. And Budapest also has a lot of rooftop bars. The one that I particularly like was 360. It's called 360 Rooftop Bar, so I highly recommend that you guys check it out. You guys can also check out the spas as well. It's really it's one of the touristy things to do, and it can be quite the experience. But anyways, guys, I think that's it for Hungary and Hungarian women. I mean, like I said, you guys can have a great time there, but it's going to be an absolute tough grind. No exotic factor, unfortunately, but at the same time, you're not at a disadvantage either. I can't really speak on like day game because I didn't really talk to women during the daytime, but it is known as one of those day game mecca hubs. So just to keep that in mind, you can certainly go at it. Anyways, guys, I hope that you guys like this video. I do a bit of consulting for Asian guys who are interested in certain areas of the world based on their stat, and I'll put my email in the description below. Otherwise, I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and if you are interested in more of places where it's good for Asian guy or bad for Asian guy, because I'll mention that too, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.